Welcome back everyone to Bendy and the Dark Revival. This is part 10 of the 10-part series walkthrough for this game. We're starting right where we finished with Betty. Just go down the hallway to her left, walk all the way down and enter the laboratory that's on the left. And if you remember, in the last video we still had to go and talk to Wilson. So we're going to head down there now and see what he's got in store for us. But first, we're going to take a sit in this chair just to mentally prepare ourselves for what he has in store. Well, that is most certainly interesting. Not at all what I expected, that this whole ink studio would just be a figment of our imagination. And we're actually in a padded room. And as the credits roll, I guess this was what was going on the entire time. Or maybe it's just a secret ending. That's really all this is. There's no trophy attached or anything like that. It's just a fun little secret. If you collect all of the Illusion of Living books and then sit in the chair, you can unlock that secret ending. So we'll just restart from the previous save, and this time we're actually going to go all the way down to the laboratory and have a little chat with Wilson. As we get closer to Wilson's lair, just a heads up, I have cut out most of the dialogue with Wilson, just because it's very, very long.
Thank you for coming all this way. The ink demon is a formidable
So here,
foe.
we'll cut that part out. And that machine we just saw, basically Wilson wanted to throw us in there and create an ink monster with our essence. So we go back to where we entered, open up this locker, and we are going to get our final memory, which is a hot dog. And with that, we earn the trophy Self-Discovery for collecting every memory in the game. You should have a grand total of 10. Now from here, we'll go back around to where the machine was. See, we can no longer exit this room. That's why it's the point of no return. So here, as we go around this corner, we are going to find our final audio log on this cabinet and earn the Well of Voices trophy for collecting every audio log. You should have a grand total of 28 audio logs. Now from here, there was a portrait of a character that Wilson had created, and ultimately he wanted to create a character that was powerful enough to defeat the ink demon. And in order to make it come to life, he would have had to sacrifice Audrey to create this character. Instead, Audrey pushed Wilson into the machine. So now we have to deal with Shipahoy Wilson, a mixture of Wilson and the character that he created to deal with the ink demon. This is going to be the arena that we will fight Shipahoy Wilson in. It's not too difficult of a fight. I'll walk you through everything as we go.
It's time to ask a question.
So from here, we're going to go and pull the switch that popped up in the middle of the room. And this is going to activate Shipahoy Wilson. He'll appear from that giant inkwell. He has an an anchor that he is going to throw at us. And what we want to do is stand next to these machines that are blocking our ability to flow. Stand next to it, and when he throws his anchor, run away quickly. It will knock the cap off. Now you can see that machine we were standing at is glowing yellow. Now we're going to just move to the next machine. Make sure each cap gets knocked off first. These attacks are very easy to avoid. And the very first machine he naturally knocked off. So, from here, we can charge up our gent pipe at those sparks. And we will choose a machine to power down. Go back and recharge the pipe once again. Just be careful. He is still throwing his anchor at us. Try and keep an eye on where he's throwing and run out of the way. And I do try to turn off the machine, the second machine closest to him. Because once you turn off 2 machines, 5 lost ones will appear and attack you. During this time, Shipahoy Wilson will not attack. But from where they exit to come and fight us, it's best to turn the machines off that are further away from Shipahoy Wilson first. And then the second one should be closest to him, because then you can see none of the enemies will spawn from behind you. So here the machine is off. We have to deal with more lost ones. And you can pick up some loot from their bodies as well. Once all of the lost ones are defeated, you will get the ability to flow back. So what you want to do is, as Shipahoy Wilson charges towards you, you want to use your flow and flow past him. If you can see, I'm aiming my camera right to the side of him. Let him go ahead and attack. His hand will get stuck in the floor, and you can hit him from behind. So there, we took a little hit, but it's not as bad as a straight-on hit. Flow past him to the side, and then once you hit him so many times, he'll go back to the middle, and he will swing his anchor around his head, and then he will throw the anchor toward the inkwell. Once he does that, Wilson's face appears in his stomach, and you can go and hit it. Here we're going to do the same thing. We just want to flow past him as he attacks, run back, and hit him from behind. Just be sure to stay out of his way. And yeah, when he starts running, you can flow past him. He will get his hand stuck. We just keep repeating this process. I find running around in a circle is the easiest for avoiding his anchor attack when he stands in the middle and swings it. We'll just go back and hit Wilson's face. Since we are playing on hard, we will have to do this 3 times. On easy, I only had to go through 2 times of hitting Wilson's face. Oh, yeah, he's getting us pretty good there. He changed it up a little bit. Here, we'll just flow past again, hit him, and then wait to see if he swings his anchor around. Run in a circle. He usually throws the anchor in the inkwell, so try to get past that area first. And now we have defeated Shipahoy Wilson. As you can see, he's not quite dead all the way, but we have some help coming. And here we have earned the trophy to the Darkest Reaches, and that is for completing Chapter 5. Unfortunately, we've lost the lower half of our legs, but maybe the Ink Demon has a solution. for those of you who have a good memory, back at the end of Chapter 3, the Ink Demon told us explicitly, you will accept your fate before the end. And it appears that's exactly what Audrey has done. She willingly took his hand, and now she is merging with him to become one superpowered creature. And this is the part of the game where we pretty much get to play in God mode. We will be attacked, but the attacks basically do nothing, and we are trying to get out.
There's always a choice. I know you're in there. Deep behind that evil face. Inside somewhere is my little girl. My Audrey. My greatest creation.
I'm scared. I don't know what's happening.
The past doesn't define you, nor the present. In the end, all those years ago, Joey Drew finally succeeded. He created life. But Audrey, you're so much more than that. You were his family. His daughter. My daughter. And I love you so very much.
Be quiet and reach the time.
Remember who you are, Audrey. Remember.
Your words are wasted. The failure of Joey Drew dies.
I know you're in there. You don't have to be this anymore. It's never too late. Just a pencil and a dream isn't enough. You have to have heart.
The future is sealed. What do you think you're doing?
I'm starting over. This is the end.
So at this point, Audrey has sort of taken control of the shared body that she has with the Ink Demon. And once we get through this door, you, the player, can take over again. The controls are very simple. You basically can break the doors open with R2, and if you push L2 and R2 together, you can smash the ground. The Ink people will jump out and attack you. There will be some areas where you'll have to wait because you'll have some friends come along and help you during your run. But when you have to wait for doors to open, you just swipe the enemies away. They really don't do anything to you. But, you know, just so you're doing something and they're not completely swarming you. I've never let them completely swarm me to see if they could actually, you know, end the run and cause a start over. I just always swipe them all away.
The room is shut. You are surrounded. There can be no victory. Now, you will die.
Allison!
Of course, Audrey has a friend in Allison who's come to help us. And she has also brought along Tom, who is riding on the lurker that we met a few videos earlier. We brought him heart to eat, and he's our friend too, as we can see.
Run!
We have to wait for Audrey to open up this door, which does take, I guess, maybe 20-30 seconds. So just clear out the ink people that come around while we wait for that door to open. I don't know if you caught that, but when we came through the door that was opening, Porter was up there, so he's helping out as well. He's really fast though because he has the flow ability. Up here, right in front of us on the balcony, is Sammy Lawrence. I'm not sure how he got out of the room he was being held in, but it appears that Audrey just shot him. He never was our friend really anyway. Here we just keep on following the linear path. Occasionally we will have to wait for doors to be opened. But this is all very, very easy. This is the easiest part of the entire game for sure.
Now what?
And as we get here, we can see Henry has also escaped. And he's ready to help us to get out of this ink prison.
Run for it.
At this point, there are no more enemies coming after us, so we just have to wait.
Well then, we'll just have to do better next time.
As we enter into this final room, you will see all of our friends all together waiting for the end. As we have now reached the end of the game, these are the trophy pops. Studio Starter for beating the game on easy. Studio Scrapper for beating the game on normal. Studio Breaker for beating the game on hard. The Master's Plan is for completing the story. And I also have trophy pops from my easy playthrough, A Butchered Decision. That's for releasing Carly from her crate. Ink Master is for no deaths, which I was able to do on my easy playthrough as well. And then we get our final trophy, the Platinum, Little Devil Darlin'. And that is for earning every single possible trophy throughout the entire game.
My father once told me that just because we're born of darkness doesn't mean we belong to it. We're always free to choose. And here, at the very beginning, there's a choice to make. My father's cartoon world was now mine, to rule, to watch over, and to protect. I can make the cycle more bearable for my friends inside. But as for me, I'm the first of my kind. Born of ink, but living in flesh. Joey's world is escaping into ours. So, what's next? Who can really say?
So, my overall thoughts on this game are that it was pretty good. If you're a fan of Bendy and the Ink Machine, then you'll definitely like this. The controls are very much improved. The weaponry is fantastic in comparison. There's really not much enemy variety in any of these, so that's not something that I really expected. But it is nice having a few new characters, such as Porter, and even, a character as small as Heidi. They're nice to have to throw in there. They don't bring a whole lot to the story, but having a few new people there who actually are willing to help you is very nice. I found that Bendy and the Ink Machine was much more of an isolated experience when you're playing as Henry. There's not too many people that you really can count on, and even when you first meet Alice and Angel, her and Tom, they lock you up. So this was much, it had a much lighter feeling to it. Even though some of the areas I did find extremely frustrating, overall, it really was a good experience. And coming up here is a small little hint. I'm going to let that play out. That basically, to me, seems like a heads up that there will be a third game incoming, loading up that ink machine and driving off. So, overall, I had a lot of fun with this game. I do think that the areas can be very repetitive. It's nice that the entire game, from where you start all the way to the point of no return, is very condensed because you have so much backtracking that you have to do. So it helps that it's a very small area and it's mostly extremely linear. It's just a little bit difficult to figure out sometimes, when you pull a switch that it opens a door that was pretty far away, or that, like, when you get the flow ability, knowing that you can flow through a small gap in a fence. That stuff it can be quite frustrating, but it also is good for people who like puzzle solving, as well as for those who enjoy exploration. There's plenty to do. The platinum doesn't take very long. If you even think that you'll get just a few hours of enjoyment out of this, I highly recommend it. It's not an expensive game and it's not super time consuming. So thank you all so much for following me through this series. Please remember to like and subscribe if you have found this content helpful. And hopefully I'll get the chance to walk you through another one next time. Until then, Khajiit always has wares.